If you live in a hot and humid environment, you know it's a pain when fragrances don't last on your skin. Sometimes within the first 5-10 minutes, it just disappears, or the worst case scenario, it ends up smelling sour on yourself and you end up smelling like a walking fish market, which we are trying to avoid. So today I'll be sharing with y'all my fragrance collection, which is what you see over here behind me. I know, it's a lot, it's crazy. And what are the best fragrances that perform in the heat and will keep you smelling good the whole day long. Quick disclaimer, you do not need this crazy amount of perfumes. This amount over here will last you maybe a lifetime or two worth of fragrances, and in all seriousness, I'm actually looking to downsize my collection as well. There are some fragrances that I just don't jive with right now anymore, so at least I'll do like a quick speed review and then I'll just declutter and get rid of them. So yeah, also majority of this I bought my own hard-earned money. If not, it was gifted to me by friends, or if not, handed down by my late mom. This shelf, I would say, is the main stage where I have the majority of my fragrances, and I have a ton over here. I do not want to count how many bottles I have. It's quite embarrassing, and I do have different brands. You have the designer brands, you have the niche indie houses, as well as the ones that are dupe houses. So I do have body mist as well. Body mists are kept at the back, so it's this whole row at the back over here. Quite a number from Bath & Body Works. I have one from Sol de Janeiro, and then I have 3 from Victoria's Secrets. So I would say that the body mist collection kind of stopped at like 2022 because I just realized that body mists are not really my thing. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the things that I want to get rid of, it's most probably like the body mist because just not my thing. I only like a very selected handful. These two are very popular fragrances from Bath & Body Works, Into the Night and In the Stars. So these two I would say are my first body mist, the ones that it was really hyped up on TikTok as well, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting the fragrances, I shall buy what people like recommend. Yeah, I don't really wear this. People are saying that this is a dupe for the Ariana Grande perfume over here, which I also got eventually. And this is supposedly a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540, which I would say that I'm nose blind to 540. I cannot smell anything on 540 at all. So yeah, I barely sprayed much, and a lot of these bottles, I barely touch them. So eventually I will get rid of all of these. I actually did do a Bath & Body Works scent review way back, maybe 2022. So I'll put a card up above if you want to check it out. I do have Champagne Toast. Champagne Toast is like so popular. Hello, why can't this focus? These 3 fragrances, Winterberry Wonder, Snowflakes and Cashmere, and Champagne Toast, very highly raved. Everyone was hyping it up. I bought it because I wanted to smell it. Silly me went to buy the full size and I went in blind, so I didn't know what was I getting into. I don't really like any of these scents, to be honest, so I'm also probably gonna get rid of this. I don't know, there's just something about the Bath & Body Works DNA that I'm just not a really big fan of. The only Bath & Body Works scent that I actually really like that does not smell like the typical Bath & Body Works fragrance is White Tea and Sage. I think this is super duper underrated, and you can see this is the one that I actually have a dent in. It smells refreshing. It's not sweet at all, and it performs so nicely in Singapore's humidity. This is the one and only Bath & Body Works scent I really like. I wish they made this permanent, and I wish I could buy a backup of this so I could use this more often. Because yeah, I'm really sad. I even bought the candle version of this, the 3-wick candle for White Tea and Sage. I really like this. If you have smelled a Bath & Body Works scent, you would know how intoxicatingly sweet majority of the scents are. White Tea and Sage is the only exception that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I have Honey and Wildflower as well. This one, in stores, it smelled okay, but oh god, that's strong. And I have these two, which are part of the autumn collection, and this one is Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte and Strawberry Pound Cake. Strawberry Pound Cake, I know it's really popular in the US, and I think it's also like a mainstay, a permanent item, but back then here in Singapore, this was not easily available, and it was only available during this autumn period. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta go get it, you know, that kind of thing. Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte I actually really like. These two are more gourmand scents, depending on the individual and depending on my mood as well. It can kind of smell kiddish, very fake gourmand. I don't know, it really depends. Yeah, strawberry pound cake to me right now smells a little bit not refined, I would say. Marshmallow pumpkin latte, still okay. It has this kind of like toasted smell to it at the tail end. I usually spray this on for fun when I'm at home and then I just want to smell good for myself, then just to hee hee ha ha moment, then probably I'll just spray this on myself. I have this one fragrance from Sol de Janeiro. It's the very popular Cherryosa 62. I bought this when Sol de Janeiro just reached Singapore, so maybe like last year, 2023. Yeah, it was very, very recent only that Sol de Janeiro was available in Singapore. I was like, oh my god, this was so hyped up. I want to try it out for myself. And I do like the body butter, the bum bum cream in this scent. I love it. That's my favorite. It dries down really fast. This one doesn't really last on me. I should have known, but I was just like buying into the hype. Should have bought like the mini travel size, but I was like, oh my god, go big or go home, I guess. And then I got this, and now it's just sitting at the back collecting dust because I honestly don't remember to actually reach out and use it. Surprisingly enough, I never really got into Victoria's Secret's body mist even as a teenager. I feel like that was like a rite of passage because back in secondary school when I was like 14, 15, 16, the girls would spray this on themselves, drown themselves in this after PE, physical education. And sometimes when I step into Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret, all I can smell or be reminded of is kids with body odor mixed with their scent. So I don't know, it's not the best branding image in my head, but yeah, only at a very much later age, which is like 21, 22, did I really, go in and smell Victoria's Secret's fragrances. So I have 3 of them with me. Strawberries and champagne, we have Midnight Bloom, as well as Bare Vanilla Untamed. I think there was some like buy 3 for the price of 2, or I can't remember, it was buy 2 get 1 free. I don't remember, there was some offer, that's why I bought so many. The one that I really, really like from Victoria's Secret is actually this one, the Bare Vanilla Untamed. I heard a lot about Bare Vanilla, but the Untamed version smells like good. It's sweet, but there's this burnt, toasty, charred kind of smell towards the tail end. It really reminded me of another fragrance, which is the Kayali 28, which I also do have. And I mean, I didn't buy this with the intention of, oh my god, it's a dupe for Kayali 28. I only realized it when I own Kayali 28. But this was such a good alternative, a more affordable alternative to Kayali 28. Definitely a vanilla scent, but it does not smell juvenile. Yeah, I think the word is juvenile, I just realized. Okay, you know what smells juvenile? Strawberries and champagne. I think there's something about body mist with a champagne kind of note to it. It's supposed to smell boozy, but to me it straight up smells like alcohol. Yeah, no, just no. Midnight Bloom. I don't necessarily hate it or love it. Supposedly also a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540. You can tell that I was just trying to find something to dupe 540 or to smell it. All these scents with like the 540 kind of DNA and body to it, right? I can't smell anything on myself or in the bottle itself, but apparently other people can smell it on me, so yeah, I don't know. I might just keep this. This is like I won't miss it if I let go of this. We have a bunch of mini-sized body mist. I think the majority of them I will get rid of, but let's just quickly talk about the non-Bath & Body Works one. I have one from W. Dress Room. This one is from, I believe, Korea, and this is in 97 April Cotton. This went viral back in 2017, 2018 because I believe BTS Jungkook actually uses this, and then everybody was like, oh my god, I want to smell like Jungkook. And I think back then I was a bit of a BTS fan, so I bought this just to try it out. Very clean, very linear, very safe. If you were to wear this to the office, I think nobody can really pick fault at you. I can see the appeal of this on a man. Like, it's clean, linen, fresh laundry, but it's too boring for me. This other fragrance from July Me. This is Wood and Musk. Supposedly a dupe for Jo Malone, and it was like $15 or something. This was one of the most disappointing fragrances that I've ever tried in my life. Don't even talk about EDPs, EDTs, body mist, whatever. This, not even 5 minutes. I think within 2 minutes, I can't smell anything on myself. You can spray it on your hair as well, on your skin. I tried both ways. It does not last, and this is such a disappointment. Even if I were to use this as a linen spray, right, I can't smell it at all. It's taking up space. And low-key, I just want to throw it out. Warm Vanilla Sugar, I think, is a really nice scent, and you can tell this is the old packaging because it has this like flimsy plastic caps. I like Warm Vanilla Sugar, hence I bought like 2 minis. I think there was some deal like 1 for 1 or something, and I've really like made a dent on this bottle. This one you can still see there's like full to the brim over here, but this one I think we're like somewhere like in the middle, like right over here. So yeah, Warm Vanilla Sugar I like, but I don't know, it's been a while. Dahlia from Bath & Body Works is actually a really nice scent. Supposedly also it's a dupe for Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Gone Bad, the one with the little shoe. Yeah, this is supposedly a dupe for it. I don't know, I don't really reach for this. I actually might just sell this off. Bath & Body Works Dark Kiss. Now this one over here, you can tell I barely used it as well. There's a lot of... there's still a lot of product in there. Something about it that's a little bit muted. So yeah, I don't really use this. I probably should. I can see myself using this, but I think I probably could sell this away as well. Give it to someone who will actually enjoy it, because I think Bath & Body Works DNA in general, it's a big no-no for me now at least. So if the body mist out of the way, I just have a bunch of perfumes all in front of me. Usually the ones that I would reach for on a daily basis when I do go out to work, or I'm just looking for something safe to wear in office, I would actually reach out for the ones on this wooden palette. So this wooden palette has all of my daily wear fragrances, the ones that I usually love for humid weather. However, a lot of my more recent perfumes, I don't have enough space to put them anywhere inside, so I just put them on that wooden palette. So these two are my more recent ones. I have one from Lattafa, which is Camera, as well as Giorgio Armani Si Passione, if I'm not wrong. Passion. I do not know how to pronounce French. This was a birthday gift from 2 of my friends, and this was just a gift from a friend, just a hand-me-down. So this one supposedly is a dupe for Kilian's Angel Share. I have not smelled the original Angel Share, but I know that it's to smell like apple crumble pie or something like that. So yeah, I haven't got a chance to actually use this or wear this out. I didn't want to tell my friends about it, but I actually did own another version of it. Sea Passion is actually a flanker of Sea, which is the original one. I have a flanker of the flanker, which is Red Mastero over here. This one with a little ribbon over here. And yeah, if my friends see this, I am terribly sorry I did not tell you, but I actually do own one of this. But I'll keep using it for sure. The Sea Passion line, it smells more fruity. It doesn't really smell that gourmand. A lot of like berry notes. So like raspberry, blueberries, that kind of thing. I find that Red Mastero is a little bit more complex compared to Sea Passion. So if you like something that's a little bit more linear but still offering that fruitiness to it, then I highly recommend Sea Passion. A lot of the fragrances here, I think it represents my scent profile maybe back in like 2022, where I really liked a lot of like gourmands, vanillas, that kind of thing, but vanillas that don't turn sour. But honestly nowadays, for some reason, I am steering away from such heavier scent. I prefer something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more woodier. This one from Jo Malone, Wood, Sage and Sea Salt. This is one of my go-to office scents. You can see I've hit like about half of the bottle, and this is one of my go-to scents. This is a cologne, so not even a EDT. What it means by a cologne is an even weaker concentration compared to an eau de toilette. So this doesn't really last. Very honestly, most of the times what I'll do is I'll drown myself in this in the morning, and then I'll go to the office, and then by lunch, I can't really smell this on myself anymore. For this scent, there's also something a little bit aquatic about this fragrance. The funny thing is that I know a lot of girls love Jo Malone, but they don't love Wood, Sage and Sea Salt. They feel like this smells too masculine, it's too woody. They don't like that. They want to smell like fruity, sweet, that kind of thing. But for me personally, I love a good unisex fragrance, and this for some reason makes me very confident when I wear this. Very unpopular opinion, but I feel like Jo Malone, I know one of their best scents is English Pear and Freesia, and I cannot deny that that smells great. But I feel like that is the most basic bee fragrance of all time. And do I own Pear and Freesia? I think I own like a tiny sample of it, and like that's it. I think I'm good enough. And then we have Gypsy Water as well. This is for someone who wants to go to the office. You want to smell like vanilla, but you don't want to tell everyone like, hey, I'm wearing vanilla, can you smell me? This is more of a subtle vanilla. Something about it that smells something like peppery to me. It's like a little bit spicy. Very, very subtle spice, but it's also very comfortable and cozy. And this one sits pretty close to the skin. It doesn't like project very far. It's like whispering like, I am vanilla, you should come and smell me, that kind of thing. So it sits really close to the skin. Unfortunately, this doesn't wear very long either. I feel that I have to spray this on my clothes as well to ensure that it lasts throughout an entire day. But if not, Byredo Gypsy Water, very, very pretty. Unfortunately also quite expensive, so I bought that at duty free at Changi Airport, so it was a little bit cheaper. Oh my god, these two scents are my favorite, and you can see it from the back over here. I do have a significant dent on them considering the collection at the back. So this one from Molinat, this is Fleur d'Orange. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher a lot of names over here. So this one is an EDP, and this one has white florals, citrusy, a tad bit fresh, spicy as well. I'm also realizing that I like to smell something that's a little bit more spicier, not full-blown like cardamom kind of thing. The jasmine in this as well. It's really pretty. I love this scent a lot, and I'm really glad that I actually bought this on sale when I believe Amaris Singapore was doing like a clearance. Paid like maybe $30 or $50 for it. So worth it. This is one of my best purchases ever. Diptyque's Philosykos. This is the EDP concentration. The black bottle you see is the EDP Eau de Parfum concentration, and if you see the whiter pale bottle, that one is the Eau de Toilette concentration. The reason why I went for the EDP, I feel that the fake notes to it is a little bit stronger. Smells very green, a little bit aquatic, and smells fruity as well. I feel like fake notes are a little bit hard to come by in fragrances. A lot of the time when people do fruity scents, most of the times they either put in like orange, apple, berries, that kind of thing. But fake, I haven't seen it that commonly, at least in like Sephora Singapore at least. So that's why I really wanted to get my hands on Philosykos. Had my eye on this scent for about over a year, and I was thinking like, should I get it, should I not get it, going back and forth on it. And eventually I believe a website called Beauty Fresh actually had it on sale, and I was like, that's a really good price for this fragrance. So I decided to bite the bullet and get it. And I have no regret. I actually had this for quite a while already. This is from Acro, and it's the scent Bake. Imagine you smelling like a lemon cupcake snack. That's essentially what it is. This is a full-blown gourmand. It is sweet, yes, but it's not like a juvenile, sickly sweet, that kind of thing. I really enjoy this scent a lot, and I actually managed to get the chance to smell this I think 6 months before I even reached Singapore, because someone let me smell a little tester of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want in on this. So I put myself on the wait list for this. And then when it finally reached Singapore, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get my hands on it. I bought it. And this was not cheap. This is like, I think in the 200, close to 300 range. I'm not really sure, but I just remember that this was a pretty penny to pay. I haven't really gotten the chance to actually wear this out to the office, because I don't think this is actually office appropriate. Maybe if you're going out on a date with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, maybe if you wear this, that's fine. I have like so many fragrances in the bag. I haven't really got the chance to actually wear this out properly. So yeah, this one I probably will have to tell myself to actually start using this a little bit more, because I swear I've only maybe worn this like twice or thrice. And we have this Thai niche fragrance from the brand Journal. This is in the scent Promise. And this one is one of my favorite citrusy scents ever. There's a little bit of like pomelo, grapefruit, and it's just so dang good. I have never smelled a citrus scent this aromatic, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Very refined, very well done. And the thing about Journal fragrances is that they have added, I think, coconut oil in them. So it's not the safest to spray onto your clothing. They don't recommend it, but it's actually safe to spray in your hair. So if you want to use it as like a hair mist, you totally can. It's safe, and obviously you can spray it on your skin. I do feel like it takes a while for this to actually get absorbed into the skin, so it does sit on the skin for a little bit. But the scent of this is so beautiful, and a little bit truly goes a long way. I realize how many fragrances I have. I might have to split this video into like 2 parts. I have these 2 scents from Amouage, and this one is Dia and this is Jubilation. And I believe these are very pricey, and I haven't really gotten the chance to actually smell this because these actually belong to like my late mom. And I didn't even know about the existence of these fragrances because these were hidden in her wardrobe. Like nobody knew about it. I'm like, dang girl, you hiding the good stuff. So sadly, like before like my mom passed, I never really got the chance to talk to her about fragrances. I knew she was a fragrance head. She loved fragrances. And I think that's like one of my biggest regrets, that I wasn't able to like share about this aspect of beauty that I'm now interested in. So it's very interesting to see and smell what she owned, to know what her preferences are. So I'll put the notes definitely for what it is. I believe these are really old bottles as well, because the color of the juice looks pretty deep and dark. And Jubilation, this one is definitely more of a warm spicy scent, and I believe my mom really liked warm spicy scents, because later you'll see like there are a couple of other fragrances that have this warm spicy accord to it. So I was like, okay girl, she's a warm spicy. Dia smells a little bit lighter, a little bit more aromatic, a little bit sweeter as well. And obviously I don't dare to actually use these scents because God knows how expensive these fragrances are, and I just want to treasure them a little longer, and you know, I don't want to waste the scent away, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, these 2 are like hidden gems. Not many people actually talk about it online, so I guess I'm gatekeeping it a little bit. These are actually fragrances from Korea Daiso. Oh, can you see? Oh my gosh, sorry. Yeah, but these 2 over here, I have Mas Manghua and you get Vanilla. I kid you not, these are 3,000 won each, so it's like $3 per bottle. And they smell so luxe, so expensive for $3. Dang, even the, oh my god, I have like Miniso fragrances which are like $5-6, and they're supposed dupes of, obviously like this is a dupe from Mon Paris. Hate it. I don't like Miniso scents, if anyone is wondering. I think Miniso scents smells really cheap, and maybe I'm just a boozy girl, you know, I'm bougie, stuck up, I don't know, a bit of a snob like nose, I don't know. But I don't like Miniso scents at all. But these from Korea Daiso are so good. These do not smell like what you think a $3 perfume would smell like. Granted, the performance of this, even though they say it's EDP, it's not super long lasting. But for $3, and I think this is like 50 ml if I'm not wrong, sorry, this is 30 ml. 30 ml for $3, that means 10 ml is like $1. Can you really complain? I don't think so. So yeah, if you ever in Korea and you see the brand Daily Comma, please go and check out their fragrances. I remember they had like 2 other fragrances, but I only got these 2. Mas Manghua is actually, I think, trying to be a dupe of Philioskis. This one, yeah, this one. I think they are pretty close to one another, but this one smells a little bit more intense with the fake note. But if not, this is actually a darn good dupe of this. Since we are on the note of Korean fragrances, tambourines, we have the scent Chamo over here. This one is a calling to my colleagues. It's like low-key my signature scent, because whenever I wear this now, they are always asking me, Crystal, what are you wearing? I actually can smell you when you come into office. And that's when you know that is your signature scent, because you're recognizable and identifiable. So I'll be honest, tambourines wasn't really impressed by the scents when I got there. And I was just like, heck it, I just buy this since I've come all the way here already, right? Little did I know that actually people really like this on me. So I'm glad that I actually bought a bottle of Chamo, and I have another scent somewhere. I think it's Store Sunset, if I'm not wrong. I did mention it in my previous video that Chamo is actually a beautiful scent. Chamo smells like a little bit of like that warm, spicy aromatic and light. One thing you should know about Korean fragrances, you should know, is that when they do the light aromatic scents, they do it fantastically well. And Chamo from Tambourines is one of them. It is a very beautiful scent, and definitely this has grown on me by quite a bit. So nowadays, sometimes I'm in a rush, I don't know what to wear, I would actually reach out for Chamo. And also, I have made quite a bit of a dent as well, considering the crazy amount of perfumes that I have in my collection. Another Korean fragrance, RBOW. I actually bought this in Sephora Korea, RIP. Sephora Korea actually closed down. But yeah, I got this when Sephora was still around. I could tell that this was an attempt at Gypsy Water from Byredo. Something very, very similar to it. But the reason why I don't really wear this out as well is because low-key I want to savor this and don't wear this too much. I feel like scents like this one is a little bit more heavier compared to Gypsy Water. I feel like this could end up being a little bit too cloying as well, so that's why I don't really wear this that often. But it is a very beautiful scent. The vanilla in this one is much stronger than Gypsy Water. And I definitely can see myself wearing this in a colder and drier climate. Not something in like Singapore's humid weather, but I don't know, I just wanted to buy something from Sephora Korea, and yeah, this is what I got. This one from Byredo, Bao the Freak. This is essentially summertime in a bottle. It is the right blend of sweetness, woodiness, and earthiness. Oh, so good. I love it so much. Definitely can work as a unisex scent. I feel like a lot of males, when they think of sweet, they hear sweet, they think of something that is very intoxicatingly sweet or very feminine. I don't see this being a very feminine scent. And that's the beauty of like unisex scent. Honestly, fragrances is for everyone. You can wear whatever the heck you want to wear. But Bao the Freak, amazing. This one can be a little bit linear, but the general body structure of the whole fragrance, it is so unique. I cannot seem to find a fragrance to dupe this one in particular. So that's why I was willing to pay the cold hard cash for this. I love it a lot, and yeah, I got the smaller bottle because I think at one point of time, Bao the Freak was really hard to get your hands on, and I was like, oh my god, I just want the bottle. But if not, I would have definitely gone for the bigger size. This one is a Thai perfume. This is from Tada Perfumer in the scent Shirayuki. I believe the vibe of this fragrance was something along the lines of like eating an apple on a cold snowy day in Japan. I think it was nailed down to a T because this scent, the apple note in it is so beautiful. Usually, I do not like the notes of apple in my fragrances. Personally, I feel that apple notes kind of cheapen the fragrance a little bit. I use the word cheapen very, very loosely. I don't like a lot of fragrances with apple notes in it. So for example, Bath & Body Works Winter Candy Apple, hated it. What's the Keali one? The one with the Eden Apple something? Hated that as well. I didn't like the smell of it. But this one is so beautiful. It's a little bit powdery, sweet, and the apple just kind of blends everything together. It's super duper well done, and I'm so glad I have this bottle. I'm actually going back to Bangkok really, really soon, so I might drop by the Rebellion Lab and Bar perfume again. But yeah, I highly recommend Tada Perfumer Shirayuki. It's a beautiful scent. This is another Byredo perfume. This is Blanche. I have a sneaking suspicion I got scammed because when I take a really close look at my original bottle, which I bought from Changi Airport, this one, the Byredo Gypsy Water, and look at this one by Blanche, I feel like there are some differences, especially like right at the bottom. So yeah, I can see like some of the typography and the fonts and everything, it's a little bit different. So I have a feeling that my Blanche is actually not a real one, so I don't want to promote, you know, fakes, dupes. And it's not as if like I paid $30 to own this bottle. I actually paid like, I don't know, I want to say close to $150 or $200. It does smell like the actual thing though, so I'm not sure, is it just like a factory defect or something, because I did buy this off Shopee from a supposed reliable reseller that was right from Hong Kong. So like, I don't know. It does smell like a real thing, but I don't want to risk it, so like I don't really use it. But Blanche is a beautiful scent. I do have the actual mini scent, the mini size, this box over here. This one I bought from the actual physical stores in Singapore. And I have the little sample sizes over here of Gypsy Water, Belle de Freak, as well as Blanche. So I knew what Blanche smelled like. That's why I decided to get the full-size bottle. I do like the scent. Blanche is a very linear, clean, safe scent. Smells like clean laundry, linen, very safe, definitely unisex. Both male and female can wear this. Super safe. A little bit boring to my taste right now. I feel like your preference in scents also develop together with you and your preferences. So like, it's completely fine to have different opinions, you know, as time progresses. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with that bottle now. Take a quick break because I was getting really woo-woo about it. This one is the Ariana Grande Cloud fragrances. I wouldn't call myself an Ariana Grande stan, but this was so highly raved. I had to get my hands on it. I can't really smell this as well. I smell like a little bit of it, something very, very chemically to me. People describe this scent as burnt caramel, but honestly, I kind of smell plastic. Yeah, I can't really smell much, to be honest. And whenever I wear this, I can't smell it on me either, but other people say that, wow, Crystal, you smell so sweet. And I'm like, thanks, I don't know what I smell like. So that's how I feel about the Ariana Grande Cloud scent. People say that this is a dupe for the Baccarat Rouge 540. I can't smell 540. I also can't smell this. So yeah, I honestly don't have much thoughts on this. I had this bottle for quite a while already. And this is apparently, I bought a tester bottle. And I don't know, the plastic actually got stuck to this. Is this common? I have no clue. I tried to take it out, but it's so tacky and sticky. The other Ariana Grande scent that I have is REM. So this is how it looks like. And this one has more of that powdery aspect to it. It is, again, still sweet. A lot of Ariana Grande scents are really sweet. Someone said that it reminds me of their grandma, which I'm just like, okay, wasn't close with my grandma, so I wouldn't know. But this one smells powdery. It smells not juvenile sweet, but there's that softness to it, and it definitely has lavender notes to it. It's more of like a calming, powdery scent to it. So yeah, I remember wearing this quite a bit back in my second job, but honestly, look at the bottle, I don't think I use it like that much, to be honest. When I smell this, it just brings me vivid memories to back then, so I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. This doesn't turn sour at all, so it's a nice soft powdery scent that you actually can wear it out for daily wear. I must say that with perfumes with lavender notes, not everybody loves lavender in their fragrances. I personally don't mind it, and I think I can pull off like some of them, not all of them. So REM is definitely one of them. There's this whole row of like UAE fragrances that I have that are supposedly dupes of very popular fragrances. So example, this Club de Nude Woman from Armaf. I believe this is a dupe for Chanel 5, if I am not wrong. I hate this scent so much. You guys know that I don't really have very like strong opinions about certain scents. God, I hate this scent so much. I don't know what it is about it, but it just reminds me of an old lady. I don't know, this was so highly raved here in Singapore. People were like praising it like so well on TikTok. I hate this scent so much. And I most probably will have to sell this away. I've never smelled the original Chanel Coco No. 5. I have no plans to because, again, not within my tax bracket. But I bought this because it was so hyped up back then as I was getting into fragrances. Yeah, I don't recommend this, and I barely used it, so I probably can just sell it away. Another Armaf fragrance. This is Club de Nude Intense, and this one I believe is supposed to be a dupe for a Montel fragrance. This is very dark, very chocolatey. It kind of smells like oud a little bit, and I think for Singapore's weather, I can never seem to find an appropriate season to wear this. This one is really like too intense to wear, and I think this is too heavy for me as well because sometimes I spray one spritz of this and I feel like I'm gonna like choke myself any moment. It's that cloying. So I don't know. This was highly raved as well in like the Singapore perfume fragrance community. I don't know, probably a very unpopular opinion, but I also don't really like this. So yeah, I'll probably get rid of this as well. Then again, when I bought a lot of these like dupe fragrances, I was trying to kind of like expand my collection at an affordable price, which in hindsight is probably not the smartest decision as well financially, because eventually all these fragrances that I bought to try and like smell, I also don't like them. So lesson learned is to never buy fragrances, be it cheap, expensive, whatever it is. Go and smell it in stores for yourself. Regardless if you read online that the notes are something that you like, just try and smell it for yourself, because there's a possibility that you wouldn't actually like the actual juice itself. So from the House of Jenny Glow, I have these 3 fragrances over here. I have one that's supposedly a dupe of Paco Rabanne Olympia. And then this one, Myrrh and Bean. I believe this is also a dupe for a Jo Malone scent. And then I have Sandalwood as well. I think Sandalwood is supposedly a dupe for... I'm not sure if it's a Jo Malone scent. I'm not 100% sure. But the reason why I picked up Sandalwood is because I actually really like the note of Sandalwood. I think Sandalwood is such a calming and woody fragrance. I love it. But there's something about this that feels a little bit too linear. And I tried to mix this in with other fragrances that I do own. But this one kind of smells still a little bit too alcohol-y. I don't know, it just doesn't smell good to me. Myrrh and Bean, I think this one was supposed to be very up my alley when I read it online. They're supposed to be like tonka beans, amber, sweet, nutty, almondy. It was very, very up my alley for something that would turn really sweet, right? But something about this, I don't know why, it just smells a little bit too flat for me. I kind of want to give this one more shot before I actually declutter it, because it's really on the brink of the chopping board. I don't know if it was something, I don't know if it was my scent profile back then or what, but I think even right now it's a bit meh for me. So maybe I'll just give it 1 or 2 more chances, and then if not, this gotta go. And this one, Olympia, I actually managed to smell the real actual Paco Rabanne Olympia scent. One of my friends has it, and I could smell the difference because the OG one smelled more wispy, more light towards the end of it. This one smells quite linear compared to the OG. So it was a nice dupe, I guess. Maybe like a 65-70%. It's not super duper on point, and I still believe that the OG smells really nice. But this definitely will help someone else to smell better. But I don't know, for me, I think I can show more love to my current collection of fragrances. Ooh, at the back over here, I do have some Zara fragrances, the ones that are in this like nice hefty glass bottle. I have 3 of them, and I had a phase where I was like really going through Zara fragrances. If you know, you know. Red Temptation from Zara, another Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. Again, I can't smell anything. So at this point, after buying so many Baccarat Rouge 540 dupes, I myself knew that I was the problem. I can't smell anything. Surprisingly enough, when I do wear Zara's Red Temptation, other people can identify that it's Zara Red Temptation and not like Ariana Grande Cloud or something else, you know, that kind of thing. People can know that, oh, you're wearing Red Temptation. I'm like, oh yeah, how do you know? Let me know if you know any differences between Red Temptation or not, but yeah, apparently it's pretty identifiable. This one is Sublime Epoch. I have no clue how to pronounce this, and the camera is not wanting to work. Yes. This one has a very strong tuberose notes to it, and immediately when I smelled this, I knew it was a dupe for the Givenchy Lontredin perfume, the original one, and I do own one of the more spicier versions of it, but this one was a nice to have, to kind of have some variety, because again, I was trying to, you know, get a collection and like know what I like, what I dislike, and I don't really use this also because I feel that sometimes tuberose, if not done right, can smell a little bit too juvenile as well. This one is borderline going towards juvenile already. You can tell I didn't really use this. I'm not really sure why did I even buy this. Why, Crystal? I want the answer from 22-year-old me. And this scent over here, Rose Gourmand from Zara. This was so popular here in Singapore. It was sold out island-wide. You could not get your hands on it for I think at least a solid month or so. So when I was in Bangkok back then, I decided to go all the way to Zara and buy this in Bangkok. So yeah, this is a Bangkok bottle of Rose Gourmand. I know it was crazy. It was a phase, I swear. And honestly, I'm not really sure why I'm not wearing this more often, because I remembered having the mini size of it, the travel size, and really enjoying it a lot. The rose note in here doesn't smell aged. That's the thing. And it smells really nice. Why am I not wearing this more often? I would totally wear something like this now. According to Fragrantica, this has rose, amber, and vanilla. I love amber, I love vanilla. So this one, I might have to take this for like a little test in Singapore's humidity to see if this really lasts. I guess for the 3 glass bottles over here, I won't be getting rid of it. The brand Audi Juice. My friend got this for me when she was in Australia. Oh, this is super cute. I love it so much. This one is the extra concentrated and I have 100% chilled. The 100% chilled smells a little bit more of like cashmere, if I'm not wrong. Something very subtle and soft, sits very close to the skin. And then extra concentrated was like really intense, and then it smells like boozy apple champagne kind of vibe. And to spray it, you have to press it on this button here. You can't really like suck on this thing. I know I have a couple of people who are like, oh my god, can you suck on this? I'm like, no, you can't. So yeah, Audi Juice, I honestly don't really use this. And I don't really want to get rid of this either, because I know that this is not easily available in Singapore, so that's why I did like, maybe I can be a hoarder just for these two. I have 2 more Molinat fragrances. One is rose and one is violet. Violette, I have no clue how to pronounce this. Yeah, these 2 as well. Very nice fragrances. Also bought them on sale. Surprisingly enough, this rose scent does not smell like a grandma rose either. This rose is surprisingly very, very unisex. I'm very sad that Molinat fragrances are no longer available in Singapore, and I wish more people actually knew about it before Amari Singapore stopped carrying them. Whenever I try and go overseas nowadays, I would actually actively search like, can I buy Molinat fragrances in that country? Because in Singapore, nobody actually carries them at all. So I'm a little bit sad. Violet actually smells a little bit greener, powdery, but also it has the scent of the violet flower itself. I would say a unisex scent, to be honest. You totally can see this being worn by a guy. Molinat fragrances are so good, so underrated. I wish more people actually showed love to Molinat. Juliet has a pew pew gun. I have 2 scents from them, and I have this one is called Pear Ink. Well, looking for a fragrance, I told the staff like, hey, I like something that at that point of time was sweet, something like Baccarat Rouge, but not really Baccarat Rouge. That was literally what I told him. And then he recommended and this one has somehow rather smells like plasticine. I know it sounds really whack, but I really, really like it a lot. And this like berry, cherry undertone to it. It's actually really nice, and I really like Juliet Has a Gun fragrances. I've smelled a couple of them in stores, and every single time I go in there, I smell something. I'm like, this smells so good. And I think J-Hack actually has more reasonably priced bottles, in my opinion, for like niche fragrances. When I first got this, I was a little bit worried that it will be a bit too much and cloying for the humidity here. But surprisingly enough, it actually wears well really, really nicely. It doesn't turn sour. It doesn't become very cloying. Of course, I don't go in with a heavy hand. I would spray like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, and like that's it. I don't go any more than that, because any more is like I'm screaming for attention, which is like, that's not the vibe I'm going for. So I really like, I know it's not a very safe scent, that's for sure. Something a little bit different. And then Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. Now the reason why I actually got this was because I was on the hunt for a dupe for the Labos Another 13. Till this day, it's been like 4 years at this point. I still think about that scent. I'm like, dang, that smells so good. I want to get it. But I refuse to pay so much money for a fragrance, so let me find a more affordable alternative. This one I think is about like, I don't know, it's not super affordable. It's like 555 to 200. I can't remember how much. This is as close as another 13 could get. I think the main difference between the two is that this one smells more aquatic. It smells a little bit more fruitier. The biggest difference between the two is that another 13 smells a little bit more subtle, not as fruity as compared to this. And this one, the pear note is super duper prominent, and this one smells a lot more aquatic as well. So it works out well, especially in Singapore's humidity. And you can see that I have gone through like a little bit of it. There's a significant dent. I use this much. So again, it's actually not too bad. I like this a lot. And sometimes on days but I don't really know what to wear as well, I actually would wear this and it would just project and last throughout the entire day. So this is actually one of my more longer wearing scents. This one has ambroxan in it, and I believe it's the same kind of notes that is being used in another 13. So that's why it probably smells so similar to one another. From the brand Soleil Notes, you have the scent Tonka. Now this one, I thought that this was a brand not available in Singapore, but apparently it was once available here, maybe like 2014. That was almost like a decade ago, and I had no business getting into fragrance. I was a 14-year-old kid. I got this with the impression that I'm going to layer this with other fragrances in my collection, so I thought this would be a nice layering perfume. But honestly, I don't really use this at all. I kind of forgot about it, and obviously I like so many fragrances, right? So that's one of the main reasons like why I want to like declutter some of my fragrances, so I can show love to all these like forgotten scents, and I just want to make good use out of my fragrances and like, not waste my money as well. This fragrance is also from my late mom. This one was actually gifted to me. I remember her giving me this. And this is from John Sandra Rose de Rose, France. And whenever I smell this scent, right, I'm instantly reminded of my mom. So again, you know, I don't really want to use this because it does make me, and like it's like in a good way, like it reminds me of my mom, but at the same time I want to preserve the juice and like not want to forget how my mom smells. So yeah, I don't really use this too often. It's a really nice rose scent though. I remember always smelling this on her pajamas and I'm like, oh my god, mommy, you smell so good. Yeah, so yeah, I don't really want to use the juice for that. You know, sometimes I wish like my mom was still around. Then at least when I buy all of this perfume, right, at least I could like have shared it with her and she could have just take her pick and like use whatever she wanted. Because that was how I imagined that I would spoil my mom and be like, Mama, just use whatever you want, you know, that kind of thing. But it's such a shame that I now have to finish all of this alone. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're getting into very dangerous territory. All right. We're moving on to Thai perfumes. I do have a couple. I think I did a couple of shots as well talking about Thai perfumes. I have one from, I believe this is from Prod. Yes. This one is from Prod. This is the Taste of Champagne on Her Lips. This one I got in, I think, 2023 or 2022. Yeah, 2022. This one, how I would imagine an actual fragrance with that bubbly champagne accord should be like. This is what I really, really like for a champagne scent. It's beautiful, very nice, and it's very wispy and light as well. But I totally can see myself wearing this for more of like a date night or a night out kind of situation. Something about it smells a little bit more suitable for night times or like weddings, for example. I'm not sure if this is still available from Prod because I'm aware that Prod fragrances, they do discontinue their fragrances sometime quite often and frequent as well because they do have a wide array of fragrances. So I guess to make room for new fragrances to come in, they have to discontinue some stuff. So yeah. This one is Prod Pure Chemical No Natural. I actually smelled this in like, I believe, middle 2022. And then in late 2022, I impromptu had to fly back, that kind of thing. And I decided to, hey, I'm just gonna get this. And guess what? I found out that this fragrance is now no longer available. There was nothing natural. There was no like florals or anything. I don't know how true it's true. This one sits really close to the skin as well. It's a really nice skin scent. I think there's ambroxan in it as well. Oh, it smells so good. I love it so much. This is from another Thai niche brand. The brand is called Siam 1928, and this is the scent Symphony of Summer. Oh my gosh, I nearly forgot the name. This is one of the best summer fragrances ever. I bet you have never smelled something like this before. It is so well done. It's so complex. At the same time, it's light and wispy. It's a fruity floral for sure, with a hint of greenness to it, just like a little bit. I would imagine myself wearing this on a hot summer day at the beach. You're just like laying there, taking in the sun. Right next to you, there is like a fruit smoothie stall, and they're selling like coconuts, peach, honey, lime, that kind of thing. It's that kind of fruits. It's just so well done, and honestly, you can tell that I never really use much of this because as much as I feel that this is very light and aromatic, right, I think this can be a little bit too strong for the office, especially for your colleagues who are maybe, cannot appreciate such a beautiful fragrance like this. They might find it a little bit too strong and invasive, I would say. So that's why I never really wear this, but beautiful piece of artwork. This is art in a bottle and in a scent. And since we're talking about Thai fragrances, let me just run through my Thai fragrances. This is also from Journal. I have 3 scents from them. I have Songkran, The Legacy, and Nang Ram. So Nang Ram, this one has a little bit more of that cherry note to it. Sometimes, some cherry fragrances can smell like medicine or cough syrup. This one doesn't smell like that, to me at least. I had a fair share of like cherry scents which I smelled and like never really liked, but Nang Ram from Journal actually smells so good. The scent Songkran smells a little bit more light. Oh, it's a little bit hard to take out. Smells a little bit more light and more like joyful. If I remember correctly, that this is supposed to be a limited edition scent, but I've went back to Journal's boutique a couple of times ever since then, and I think it's still there. I'm not too sure about it, so don't quote me on that. And then I have their very, very popular, the Legacy over here. This one can be a unisex scent. For some reason, across like Thai fragrances, there's this like lemongrassy kind of DNA and body to it, which I actually really can smell across in a lot of like Thai fragrances when they make their signature kind of scent. So I just realized that I've been yapping for over 3 hours, and yes, that's the light that I was filming with just now in the corner that I was in over there, and I have like 20 more bottles, so we are still, I would say there's still a lot more to go, and my throat hurts really bad, so I'm gonna take a pause on it. I'm so sorry. And let me know if you guys would love to see a part 2 of this, and let me know what are your favorite fragrances as well. I love to chit chat with y'all down in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video, which you can check out over here.